We've now seen a first look at Murders at Karlov Manor. Let's chat about it and give you my thoughts. Well, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. My name is Louie, and I hope you're having yourself a fantastic day. Yesterday, the Murders at Karlov Manor, which is the next Magic the Gathering standard set, the first look went out to retailers and to you as a consumer. And whether you've seen it or not, I hope this video finds you well, and we can have a conversation about what to expect from this new set. And I'm gonna give you my thoughts, and I would love, if you've seen this already, I would love for you to give me your thoughts about this set in the comment section below so we can all learn from each other. That's what this is all about, right? That's just hanging out, talking about cards and learning from each other. So hopefully you have yourself a great day. Let's get right into it. Murders at Karlov Manor, in my opinion, is going to start off with a bang simply because it is the first set that introduces these new play booster boxes from Wizards of the Coast. So this is their combination of draft and set boxes, where they are getting rid of both draft and set boxes and putting in one booster box called the Play Booster Box. And I, as a store owner, am very, very excited about this. I think this is a really good direction for the game. It's going to reduce the number of SKUs, hypothetically, unless they keep adding all these other SKUs, but it will, I guess, technically reduce the number of SKUs, and it will reduce the fluff that stores have to spend in store. We don't need to have two different things on our shelf now. We don't need to store draft boxes so that we can play limited environments and also have set packs out because people want to open the set packs. So it does reduce a lot of the stress on stores. And on top of that, I think as consumers, you are all going to be really excited to experience the Play Booster Pack for the first time. You're going to want to go to your LGS and crack open the world's first Play Booster Box. So a couple of things that come with that. Keep in mind, the price for booster boxes is going to go up, but you are going to get more packs. So if your LGS has to charge you more, just remember you are getting more bang for your buck. And you can always now, before with set packs, you couldn't enjoy the limited environment. Now you can. So I always recommend to people, if you're going to spend the money on a booster box, at least sit down with 2 or 3 friends and play some games of Sealed. And now you can do that with set boxes. So buy your booster box, enjoy it with your friends, and then just say, hey guys, I'm keeping all the cards, but let's play some games of Sealed. And it's a great opportunity. So anyway, the first introduction to Play Boosters is going to give this set a huge leg up at the beginning. And this first look now tells us, what can we expect this set to do over time? So let's get right into it. First off, the theme of this set looks a lot cooler now that I've seen it than the original kind of pitch. The original pitch was like, this is Magic the Gathering meets Clue, and it's all happening inside of one house. I knew at the time the house was like this massive, inner world, but this idea of Clue just seemed seemed a little bit lame to me. I was a little bit worried about it, not gonna lie. It seemed a little bit lame. But realistically, this theme, the pictures that have come out in the artwork, it does look really, really cool. Now, I don't think it looks like Ixalan level cool with like dinosaurs with, people with dinosaur arms and that kind of stuff. But the theme still does look cool. I think it looks intriguing enough for people to take a stab at it. And on top of that, revisiting Ravnica with a different theme is a big win. This is way better than them going back to Ravnica again and doing the same kind of thing. So I think it's going to be cool. I don't think that this is like Phyrexian level excitement for a Magic the Gathering set, though. I do think that this set is going to struggle a little bit to have the hype because it's not this kind of known entity of Magic the Gathering that people want to revisit all the time. But who knows? Maybe they can create something unique and new, and I love that they are pushing the ideas and trying to be more creative than just go back to Ravnica, because they are also going back to Ravnica right before this set, which is like a wild... Yeah, it's just a wild mixture. So, all right, so let's talk about the other thing. The next thing is from the release, this preview, I kind of was like, man, where are the reprints? Usually on these releases, on these, press releases and the first looks, they kind of throw in some big high ticket reprints, right? Like things for us to be looking at. I don't remember when they gave us exact cards, but you know, for Wilds of Eldraine, we at some point saw Doubling Season. You know, we saw it's like, I think we saw a bunch of really good cards for Wilds. We saw Smothering Tithe was another one for Wilds of Eldraine, when we saw that whole subset of cards. For Ixalan, right, we saw Mana Crypt. We saw a lot of really high-powered stuff being reprinted in the standard set, and that drove a lot of the excitement and demand. I don't know about your store or your community, but for my community, when they saw the reprints, they started getting more excited about pre-ordering the product and engaging with pre-orders and buying the sets. In this kind of first release, it seems like a bunch of kind of new cards, maybe a couple good commander cards, definitely some things like Lightning Helix back in standard. That's going to be fun, it's going to be exciting, but it lacked the strength of reprint equity. And this is what we talked about in yesterday's video, which is like Wizards is really honing in and you know, they're taking all the reprint equity out of these products because of the amount of products they're putting out. And so that is a big concern of mine with this product, is what will they be able to put in it? Obviously, the Shocklands are coming out in a different product. They're coming out in the Clue bundles. We talked about that yesterday. They're also coming out in Ravnica Remastered. And so, like, this is the standard set here, Murders at Karlov Manor. I'm very curious what they're going to be able to put in there. And usually they tell us that pretty early to get the excitement for the set. And it seemed to be lacking in their announcement yesterday. So I'm a little concerned about that. But now let's go into looking at the showcases. And holy freaking moly, did they put out a lot of showcases for this set. There are 3 plus, you know, one in the collector box, but there are 3 different showcase cards that you can get out of these. And I gotta say, first off, I like that Wizards is testing the waters and doing new things. I think that that is one of the things. They get a lot of criticism for a lot of the directions they go with, but one of the best things that they can do as a company is try new things and experiment, and that's really good. I think that that's innovative, it's good, it's smart. But man, 3 different showcases seems, I don't know what the typical number is, that seems like a lot from what I was looking at. I was like, is there a regular card in this set too? Or is this all just like different showcase cards? There's a lot of different showcases. So you've got the magnifying glass showcase, which I think looks really cool. I gotta be honest, I think the magnifying one looks amazing. The only thing, the magnifying one makes it look like you're looking through like a monocle, which looks cool because it's, you know, it's Clue, it's like a, you know, murder mystery. It's kind of cool. It fits for sure. I do wish though that they had like the regular art one that was zoomed out and then the magnifying glass one was zoomed in. That would have been mwah, chef's kiss. That would have been so cool. I don't think that's the way it is, but they have the magnifying glass one, and I think that one looks really cool. I will be excited to pull some of those cards and put those into my decks just because they look sweet. The second one though looks terrible. The dossier one, it's like angled, it's like off center. I think it's like one of the ugliest. The text is really chunky. I think it's like one of the ugliest looking cards I've ever seen in Magic the Gathering. And then they have the city one, which looks cool. I don't know, it looks like your typical showcase. It's got like a border that looks like a city. So it'll be really interesting to see, like, I assume that not all the cards are printed in all the different showcases, right? That you're going to have different cards that they pick and choose to have the dossier frame or the zoomed in Clue magnifying glass frame, and then the city one. But it does seem like I wish that they could just hone in on one showcase to like be like, this is what the set's all about. It just seems like a lot. As a retailer, somebody who has to shift and sort through all these cards, it is a lot of additional work. And I know TCG player in those online marketplaces feel the same, where they have to add all these different cards. It makes it really hard to figure out the value of the set as well, which may be the goal of Wizards, is like to make it impossible to understand the EV of a booster box. That's a whole nother video we're going to do, because that's what it seems like. Then the last thing is the collector booster box exclusive, which is, oh, this one's really cool. If it looks good in person, it's really cool. A invisible ink magic card. I mean, come on. That's pretty cool. I know it's kitschy. I know it's like whatever, but it's pretty cool. You gotta admit that it's cool. You've got this invisible ink card that, you know, uses the showcase frame from the city, but then if you turn it right, or if you look at it, I guess in a black light maybe, you see the invisible ink. Now this does really remind me of the same treatment that they used in Phyrexia All Will Be One. I think it was called Step and Complete foil. I wonder if it's not like basically the same thing, but just slightly different or just named different. I'll be really interested to see that, because those didn't do super well. Although those, my criticism on that was that every card just had the same Phyrexian, you know, pattern thrown on it, and I thought it was kind of lazy and not done well. And I think this is really cool because it actually has like writing on it in the the invisible ink. I think this one could actually be pretty cool, especially if they're hard to pull and not like 5 to 10 per collector box. I think those will be really cool and people may be sought after. And then you have serialized cards, and this is another big one, and then we'll be done and you can tell me your stuff. But the serialized cards are out of 250 instead of out of 500, which I think shows Wizards is trying to figure out that kind of happy medium. They're trying to figure out what is the right number for a serialized card in a standard set. I do think reducing that is good. I would love to, though, see them, if they're going to go all in on serialized cards, I would love to see like a 250 version, a 100 version, a 50 version, and like a 5 version or something like that. Really paralleled foil, but in different artwork. I don't understand why they don't change the artwork on the serialized cards. It makes no sense to me. If they want additional value, they have to give something more than just a block. And I know it will create additional value because that's the way the market works. That's the way the world works. But if they want to excite the average consumer and not just the people who are kind of speculating and able to control the markets and whatever, then they're gonna have to put different artwork. It doesn't cost them that much money to do some different artworks. I don't understand why they don't do that. It drives me nuts. But I think it's a good idea to have serialized cards. This kind of answers my question at the beginning of this video, which is like, where are the reprints? Where's the additional value added to the set? Their answer, I'm not saying that I believe that it's true, but their answer is serialized cards out of 250. The question is, are the serialized cards good cards that people want, or are they just a bunch of clunky numbers on top of cards that people don't want? And we've seen that in some of the other sets where you're seeing serialized cards for 60 bucks, 50 bucks. It's not adding a ton of value to the collector booster boxes, which are way more expensive. At the end of the day, where I find this set fitting in is like in the same realm as Phyrexia All Will Be One. Which is probably not the greatest thing in the world. We saw Phyrexia All Will Be One be a very good set, a very strong set, and a set that people liked initially, but it's kind of fallen off the wagon with these, you know, Wilds of Eldraine and Lost Caverns of Ixalan, proving the reprints add a lot more value to the set than the other things. I think at the end of the day, the biggest part of the set is what kind of power level are the new cards? Are there those breakaway cards that really add value to Magic the Gathering and add value to the set? Because it doesn't seem like the reprint equity is there, which doesn't surprise me with the way that they're printing everything. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Murders at Karlov Manor. I will try to get pre-orders up at gamegrove.gg if you want to support the channel and support the store. I hope you have yourself a fantastic day. Be kind to the people around you. We'll see you again next video.